need to be alive, safe, healthy, and comfortable, and comes from what you get from the world through your relationships. Meaning is the buzz you get from being alive and includes self-expression, the ability to change things, adventure, and service, all of which come from what you give to the world through your relationships. We will delve more deeply into what it means to be secure and what it means to have meaning later on, but for now, bear with me. What I am saying is that 1. A good life requires both getting and giving. 2. Everything you get comes from the world, and everything you give goes to the world. And 3. All that giving and getting with the world happens through your many relationships. Let's look at how this principle applies in the case of one relationship, food shopping. Going to the grocery store sucks, right? The lighting is awful. The freezers make it cold. Plus, we just can't feel good about squeaking our carts through the aisles knowing that much of the food is filled with chemicals, harvested by poor workers, and the result of intensely cruel treatment of animals. You spend half your time worrying about getting food that is actually good for you, and the rest trying not to get ripped off. What happens at the grocery store kind of sucks for the world and sucks for you. Many of us just can't wait for the experience to be over. That's what so many of our relationships to the world are like. We just want to get them over with. We feel stuck with doing things we totally hate. The ride back and forth to our jobs in terrible traffic jams is another example. To meaninglessly eke from the world the things we need. How many of our relationships are like that? How much of our lives do we just want to get over with? The problem is that we've come to expect so little of our relationships with our worlds. Doing what you hate to get what you need is a sign of ridiculously low aspirations. We spend hours every week shopping for food, for example. Why should we accept this when it sucks? We can do better. The most fulfilling relationships with the world meet the needs for both security and meaning all in one place. A relationship through which you both give and get, one that provides both some security and some meaning, is a relationship that kicks ass. Why shouldn't we have relationships like that in every area of our lives? In the case of our food, for example, patrons of farmers markets tend to love their shopping. In addition to getting food that is safe and nutritious, they get to support a food system that includes farmers who actually care for the land and for the well-being of their livestock. People who shop in farmers markets both get and give, security and meaning. Not everyone has access to farmers markets, of course, but the point is that the most fulfilling relationships to the world include both security, getting, and meaning, giving. The principle of barakah. In Islam, barakah is a divine force that can be present in objects, people, transactions, and relationships in the material world. It brings prosperity, protection, and happiness. It embodies the property of being blessed and bringing blessing to everyone involved. In a business transaction or a relationship, for example, the divine force of barakah will only be present in a transaction or a relationship that does good and is kind to all involved. Meat coming from an animal treated cruelly will not carry barakah to the eater. Oil extracted from land won by war cannot carry barakah. The principle of barakah is that when we work to ensure that our transactions are good for everyone involved, those transactions will ultimately be better for us. Barakah is present and will be most blessed by a relationship and transaction only when all parties in the relationship give and receive kindness, whether or not you believe in divinity or blessings. Isn't that the kind of relationship you'd prefer to participate in? The kind that adheres to the principles of barakah? The kind where you both get and give both security and meaning? It fixes you when you fix any part of it. My friend John worked his rear end off as a magazine editor and volunteered in his free time in a homeless shelter. He got his security from working and his meaning from volunteering. Doing both, he had no time for himself. Finally,